Hello, everybody. Brad from NotAClue Podcast here. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to cut the music right now. All right, there we go. Again, thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in and always showing your support. Remember, you're listening here at Spreaker.com/show/NotAClue Podcast. Man, I sounded like I slurred my speech, but I did not. That's just how I sounded tonight. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/NotAClue Podcast. Find us on Twitter at NotAClue Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. First name of the channel is NotAClue, all one word. Second is Podcast. Please do that. Always welcome new subscribers. We're also on Instagram at NotAClue Podcast over there as well. So, everybody, what a hell of a run we've had in the NBA playoffs. It's been awesome. I have to be totally 100% confessional with you guys. With my work schedule, working midnights, day shift, and evenings, all across the map, all in 1 week, especially this week, I've missed a lot of the games. I have caught bits and pieces of them, and then caught highlights at the end, so I have to be totally transparent and say I haven't 100% caught everything, but holy shit, man, it's been great from what I watched. Like tonight, there was a Game 7, or I should technically say last night, because it's well after midnight right now as I'm recording this, but it was one hell of a game. Oh man, the Bucks advanced over the Nets, and I was watching the game half-assed at work, and I kept peeking in, and then I listened to the rest of the game on my Sirius XM on the way home, and then it was just, holy crap, one hell of a game. Milwaukee ended up winning and advancing here in Game 7. It went to overtime, 115-111. Kevin Durant made a shot, which he thought was a three. He said it. He thought it was when he initially let it go. And when it went in, you clearly could tell it was not a three. But it was just one hell of a game. I'm actually going to read the stat line of minutes played. I'm going to go in order. Kevin Durant played all 53 minutes. James Harden played 52 minutes and 59 seconds. And if we're being completely technical, 52 minutes, 59.7 seconds. Because he didn't play the final 3/10 that went to Nicholas Claxton. He played that final 3/10 of a second. You had Giannis playing 50 minutes and 8 seconds. Chris Middleton, 52 minutes and 21 seconds. And then Drew Holiday played over 48 minutes as well, 48 minutes and 16 seconds. That is just insane amount of basketball. Bruce Brown also played 52 minutes. I forgot to tell you that too. It was just insane amount of basketball. Like, I know there are a lot of Brooklyn fans out there, especially with, the big names on that team, but I have to be, again, transparent as all hell. I'm so glad the Bucks won. I know that it's not the greatest way to win. Not the greatest of efforts from Giannis at times, but the man scored 40 in this game. He airballed a free throw, which should not happen ever when you're an NBA player. He had 13 boards, very good. 5 assists. He had a block as well. Kevin Durant, 48 goddamn points. Holy God. He also had 9 boards and 6 assists. That man played his ass off in the whole playoffs, but especially in this series. Played his ass off. That was a record for closeout games, 48 points as well. Just, God, man. He is a great player. Like, people keep saying that LeBron is the best, and he is. I'm not saying that. But do you remember the time when Kevin Durant was, knocking on his doorstep? This is that kind of Kevin Durant. All those injuries and everything aside, this playoff Kevin Durant is the Kevin Durant that made people go, maybe he's like a 1B or just behind LeBron. Kevin Durant, if you don't like him as a basketball player, same with LeBron, I'm going to throw that out there as well. What the fuck are you watching when you watch the NBA? Seriously. I don't understand it. Don't understand it. I never will. But Milwaukee will go on to play the winner of Game 7 between Atlanta and Philly. It's going to be in Philadelphia. I'm hoping Atlanta wins. That's, again, 100% transparency. But, man, it's going to be tough to beat Philly at home again. That's all I got to say about that. I'm being honest. Now we're going to talk about the West Coast, where the Clippers advanced over the Jazz 4-2, and Phoenix swept Denver. Both of those teams, the Clip and the Suns, have 2 big holes to start out. You have Chris Paul, who was in the health and safety protocols. He's definitely missing game 1. And then you have Kawhi, who's definitely missing some time with his ACL injury. I highly doubt he's coming back, but they keep saying he's out at least a couple of games into this series. Highly doubt it. Without Chris Paul, let's say he keeps missing games, they cannot beat the Clippers. Even without Kawhi, they cannot. There is no way around it. He made that team so much better. The intern and I talked about it last show, which was like 3 weeks ago now. He makes that team so much better. His leadership and just on and off the court. And when he brings Jake from State Farm around, it just mellows the whole situation out. I just cannot believe how much greater that team got starting in the bubble last year to now. It's like they went from, oh look, they're a generous team getting brought into the bubble. No, they swept the goddamn bubble. And then here they are this year in the Western Conference Finals against the Clippers. Again, first time the Clippers have ever made it to the Western Conference Finals. It's crazy, but there's a possibility, it's not 100% definite, but there is a slight possibility that Kawhi could go to the finals, and if he somehow wins, he would win again on a third team. It doesn't happen too often. So, let me know what you guys think. Who's going to win the Philly-Atlanta game? Please comment either on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, on Twitter, however you want to get a hold of us. Also, who do you think is going to win in the Western Conference Finals between the Clippers and the Suns? How many games do you think that's going to go? I'm honestly going to throw it out right now. It's going to be a caveat if Chris Paul plays. I'm not counting Kawhi at all because it's an ACL injury. He ain't coming. If Chris Paul misses only game 1, Phoenix can win that. Phoenix can. If he misses more than one game, they have no shot. I'm actually, between these two, I'm going to give Phoenix in 7. I think because Chris Paul missing the first game is going to make it go 7. That's my honest opinion. I highly doubt that's going to come true because I'm pretty much never right. That's why I have that joke thing on Twitter, which is at NotAClue Pod, where I say B's predictions most likely to be wrong. That's literally the series. It goes on through fantasy football and all that stuff. So, also, speaking of fantasy football, who's your projected top 3 running backs this year? Who's your projected top 3 quarterbacks this year? Who's your top 3 projected wideouts and tight ends? I want to hear about it because eventually this is going to be brought up because fantasy football season is coming up. It's June 20th now, since we're after midnight. We're just a little over a month away from training camp starting for the National Football League. The now 17-gamed schedule National Football League. I can't frickin' wait. I also cannot wait for August where I get my damn belt. I get the whole ceremony. I'm debating on filming it and posting it on our YouTube page. And then also our live fantasy football draft is coming up in August. Cannot wait. Billy's coming back from California for a few days. We're going to have a big get-together, and I think all of us should be in the room together this year. And that's going to be just phenomenal. But anyway, I want to get into one other story really quick. But before that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So we'll be right back here on NotAClue Podcast. Hey everybody, we are back. This is NotAClue Podcast. Remember, my name is Brad. You're listening here at Spreaker.com/show/NotAClue Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/NotAClue Podcast. Find us on Twitter at NotAClue Pod or that Twitter thingy. On Instagram at NotAClue Podcast. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. First name of the channel, NotAClue, all one word. Second name is Podcast. So, as always, thank you for any support you give us. Retweets, comments, likes, blah, 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 blah. Love it, love it, love it. Keep them coming. Share the shit out of all these shows. If you're listening even to a past episode, please like it. Please do what you need to do. That's all I ask. Thank you. I want to get to a different type of story that we normally don't get into here on the show. So there was a college basketball player from George Mason University named Sang Ho Bak. I may have butchered the last name, but he was a college baseball pitcher, 20 years old. Like I said, George Mason University. He went in for Tommy John surgery. And he was in the whole super rare, surgery may create this, and death. Well, he got the death portion of the program. And that's just terrible news. The kid was 20 years old. Just turned 20. Pitcher George Mason, like I said, he won a state title with Maryland. He was studying biology, so he wasn't like just a baseball player. He studied a legit thing in biology. He died during Tommy John surgery. It's like, I'm going to read a quote here from the team. It says, after being informed by his family about Sang's passing, we are heartbroken and extend our deepest condolences to his family and his friends. Sang embodied everything you would want from a student-athlete. He was an excellent student, dedicated teammate, friend to so many. We are committed to providing support and resources to Sang's teammates and all of those in the Mason family who loved him. That is the assistant vice president director of athletics named Brad Edwards. Great first name, by the way. He, like I said, went in for Tommy John. Got that uber rare, like super, super rare death from a surgery. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that something like that could happen. Which is why some people get paranoid when they go under the knife, because what happens if I don't wake up? Blah, 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 blah. You literally run that risk every time. I'm not saying it's your anesthesiologist's fault. It's your body. Sometimes it reacts that way to that. And I can tell you from being out for a lot of procedures in my life, it's scary every time. You always get that little, just before you go under. But, I mean, look, if somehow you pass away, you'll never know it. You'll just be asleep and then you're dead. That's just kind of how that goes. I'm going to go back now, circling back to the NBA. The internet, especially the Twitter machine, has decided to fire the hell up about the New Jersey Nets, and I have no idea why a lot of the naysayers, I'll call them, on Twitter especially, are blaming Steve Nash. Why do you blame Steve Nash? As I called it at the beginning of the playoffs, injuries would destroy this team. James Harden, not 100%. You could tell he wasn't 100%. Kyrie Irving fell off the face of the flat earth. He wasn't there. It's just, it's not me saying I told you so, but other people have said it too. Injuries is what's going to kill that team because they're just that damn good of a roster. Because when your number 3 player is Kyrie Irving, you have a damn good team. Damn good team. And they lost. I mean, hey, Milwaukee played their asses off. And I'm very happy that Lopez's mistake at the end of the fourth quarter didn't cost them. I was driving home in my car saying, Lopez, you fucked the Bucks by not shooting. Because if you would have shot and it just even grazed the rim, extra time would have went off the clock. And instead of 6 seconds for Durant to hit a shot, it legitly would have been, cut that in half. Because if they would have fought for the rebound or tipped around, let's say not half, but instead of 6 seconds, you have 4.4, 4.2, 4.7. You're in the 4s, even the 3s. Let's say you even pulled down an O board. You pulled down an offensive board, now you're looking at game. It's game at that point. There's no other way around it. It is G-A-M-E, game. So, I'm glad for Lopez. I'm glad for Giannis. I'm just glad. I mean, how else? I'm really glad for Drew Holiday. I've always liked Drew Holiday. I've said it on the show 100 times. So has the intern. So has CD. So has Brandon when Brandon's been on the show talking basketball. Like, I wish it wasn't the middle of the night, and I wish everybody didn't work different shifts so that I actually could have one of them talk about this. But hey, such is life, such is work, such is adulting. But I'm also going to talk now a little bit about some baseball. So, when it comes to the major leagues, and it comes to how the season has progressed, and now with the news that they legitly want to crack down on substances and blah, blah, blah that pitchers are using. First off, I'm going to ask the question, I'm going to pose it to everybody listening. What's your take on this? Do you think that the Major League Baseball should be doing what they're doing? Or should they let it go and just be like, look, it's been going on for years? Christ, just look at the movie Major League. Like a Bardol, Vagisil, I mean, he's got it all over himself. It's just, I don't know. I think what they're doing, they're going after the wrong thing, in my opinion. And just like Rodon said, for the White Sox, it's tough to punish guys for doing this when you literally just let the Astros go for nothing. So, I'm going to quickly go through this right now. Again, did not see San Francisco leading the NL West. Didn't even have them in the top 2 in that division. Had them 3rd at the beginning of the season. They're still a game and a half up on the Dodgers. As of tonight, I don't know if every single thing went through, according to MLB.com. The Brewers and the Cubs are tied for first. You have St. Louis in 4th in that division. The Mets are in first place. They're 4 games ahead of Philly, 5.5 in front of Atlanta. That's, hey. Oakland's in first place. You have the White Sox in first place, which I saw that coming. But I didn't see Minnesota 13.5 back. Did not. And then Boston's still holding up there. They've lost the lead, but then got it back. Half game in front of Tampa Bay. Yankees still 5.5 back, which is just odd. You have Toronto 8 back. Baltimore's 19.5 back. That really doesn't matter. And then you have the home run-a-thon we're going to go with the juniors, I'm going to call it, with Vlad Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., and then you also have Ronald Acuna Jr., as I literally almost joked. But for some reason, they're not showing up. All of them are not showing up on my board. They should be, because Acuna, I know for a fact, has that many home runs. There he is, right there. Okay, so it's Vlad Jr. leading the way with 23 home runs. He also has 59 RBIs. He's the Triple Crown leader in the American League. Shohei Ohtani tonight with his home runs. He has 22 home runs, 52 RBIs. Tatis Jr., 22 and 50. Matt Olson has crept up there. He's got 19 home runs now. Then you got Acuna there at 18. He's been stuck there for a few days. Salvador Perez is 18 now. Simeon is 18 now. And then you have other people going down the list. I'm not going to go through this whole list. One guy who I'm very shocked but pleasantly surprised because I have on my fantasy baseball money league is Jesse Winkler. He's got 17 home runs. But it's people are saying, oh, the pitchers are doing this, pitchers are doing that. Well, these guys are still mashing the shit out of the ball. We're sitting here halfway through the season. These guys haven't technically. I'm looking at this. The highest numbered game played in the top whatever for home runs is 71. So that's not even halfway through the season, and they already are in this level. So I don't understand it. Tyler Glass now hurt his UCL and is blaming that. Oh, I can't use my sunscreen. That's a great way to try to pass a buck there, which I love it because I'm hoping that everyone spins it back in the Major League Baseball's face. Really, really do. I can't stress otherwise. All right, I'm gonna end the show on that note. Quick episode, the SIMWAW episode, which means shit I missed while at work. Again, you're listening here at Spreaker.com/show/NotAClue Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/show/NotAClue Podcast. On Twitter at NotAClue Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. First name of the channel, NotAClue, all one word. Second is podcast. And on Instagram at NotAClue Podcast. Thank you guys, as always, for your support. Until next time, this is Brad signing off from the SIMWAW episode in the studio of NotAClue Podcast. Also, I have a side project band called The Future Home. You can find that at on Spotify, YouTube. You can find it on any major platforms. Also, you can find this show on Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, iTunes, all those places. Any place you find podcasts, and any place you can stream comedy and music, that's where you can find The Future Home. So please support my other project. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, have a good one.